Do you believe your dream car, a symbol of freedom and success, could actually turn into the worst financial nightmare of your life? There's a young American, just like many of us, who was once inextricably trapped with a car loan soaring to $50,000, a sum large enough to sink all hope. This story isn't just a warning. It's an emotional journey you've never heard anywhere else. Because it will uncover the full truth about the trap millions of young people are falling into. In this video, I won't just tell you the true story of Alex's seemingly hopeless journey to escape a $50,000 car loan. I'll also reveal the hard-learned lessons and the most practical strategies. You'll discover why a car loan is the most dangerous debt for young people's finances. Something very few experts dare to say outright. Next, I'll uncover the realistic strategy to turn debt into leverage, not shackles, a secret Alex applied for a spectacular escape. Finally, we'll look at the path to complete financial freedom after shedding that car debt. A future you can start building today, no matter who you are or where you live. To bring you the most authentic and valuable insights, I've spent hundreds of hours in in-depth research, synthesizing data from real case studies, and distilling priceless experiences. I want you to feel that every minute you spend watching this video is worth it, and that you'll receive more than you expect. So, if you're feeling like your car is weighing more than you earn, or simply want to better understand the complex world of loans and find a way out, this is the video for you. Before we dive deep, join me in listening to this haunting yet incredibly inspiring story. A story that will change the way you see money forever. Asterisk. Do you think your dream car, a symbol of freedom and success, could actually turn into the worst financial nightmare of your life? There's a young American, just like many of us, who was once inextricably trapped with a car loan soaring to $50,000, a sum large enough to sink all hope. This story isn't just a warning, but a deeply emotional journey you've never heard anywhere else. Because it will unveil the full truth about the trap millions of young people are falling into. Imagine Alex, a vibrant 25-year-old, just graduated college with decent grades and stepped into the corporate world. He landed his first job at a dynamic tech company in Austin, Texas. His starting salary of around $65,000 a year made Alex feel on top of the world. With a wide-open blue sky ahead, Alex lived in a cozy apartment downtown, preferred new t-shirts, comfortable jeans, and a neat undercut hairstyle. On weekends, he enjoyed exploring quiet indie coffee shops with the lingering scent of freshly roasted beans, or immersing himself in the vibrant live music scene on 6th Street. Feeling the free pulse of youth, like millions of other young Americans, Alex grew up with the image of a car as an indispensable symbol of freedom, independence, and a degree of success. Alex's friends, who also had jobs, began showing off their new, shiny cars on social media. His Instagram feed was filled with pictures of sporty SUVs parked against brilliant Texas sunsets. The invisible pressure from those glittering images, from stories about needing a new car for work or weekend road trips in Texas, grew steadily in Alex's mind. It was like a silver mist, obscuring rational thought. Then Alex began searching for the right car to match the image of success he was building. He liked a compact SUV, deep blue, modern and sporty looking, with a luxurious beige leather interior. The listed price was $45,000. The salesperson at the dealership, with a friendly smile and persuasive voice, only talked incessantly about the mere $600 monthly payment. And Alex, with the financial inexperience of a young person buying their first large asset, didn't really calculate the total interest over many years, the hidden fees tucked away in the contract. Or another harsh truth, the car's value would depreciate rapidly as soon as it drove off the lot. In that moment, The fresh leather and new car smell mesmerized Alex, making him forget all rational warnings. He signed the contract, without a hint of doubt. What Alex didn't know, and what was the most insidious trap, was that the $50,000 loan, including the car's price, taxes, fees, and interest on that brand new car, began to eat away at his finances from day one. The car's value plummeted faster than Alex could pay off the loan. In just the first year, the car could lose up to 20% of its value. Meaning the deep blue SUV Alex just bought for $45,000 would only be worth about $36,000 on the market after 12 months. But Alex's debt was still the original $50,000, plus accumulated interest. This is the typical car loan trap that millions of young Americans fall into. A hidden slide they only realize when it's too late. It's like you're swimming in a seemingly calm river, but underneath, there's a strong current pulling you down. The first and most painful lesson here is: never buy a car just because it looks good. Everyone has one, or it's a symbol of success. It's crucial to understand every number, every tiny clause in the loan agreement. A lack of understanding about interest rates, hidden fees, depreciation speed, and the true total cost of ownership can turn your dream car into a heavy financial coffin, burying your future plans. Do you see yourself in Alex's story? Have you ever overlooked small numbers in a contract without paying attention to the big picture? Comment me too if you've experienced something similar. And now, what happened when Alex realized he was trapped too deep, and the shadow of his dream car was consuming everything? Asterisk when Alex began to scrutinize the numbers on the car loan statement. A terrifying truth slowly unraveled. The scariest thing wasn't the car's initial value, but the nightmare of interest rates. It was like an invisible demon, silently draining every penny from him, transforming the dream car into an unspeakable burden. Imagine this stark reality. With a $50,000 loan over 5 years, at an average interest rate of 7% that Alex was fortunate to get in reality. Many young people with less established credit histories might face much higher, double-digit rates. The monthly payment alone was nearly $1,000. That was a colossal sum, eating up almost a sixth of Alex's total monthly income, not to mention taxes and other payroll deductions. His paycheck would barely hit his account before a large chunk was siphoned off for his shiny new car. Alex began to feel a cold shiver run down his spine every time month-end approached. Rent for his small Austin apartment was already $1,500. Add another $1,000 for the car payment. $300 for car insurance. Since it was a new car and Alex was young, insurance costs were often sky-high. Gasoline costing around $50 a week, or $200 a month for commuting. That's not even counting regular maintenance, oil changes, car washes, or unexpected parking tickets. All combined, Alex realized he was spending thousands of dollars just to keep the car running. Even with a $65,000 annual salary, Alex barely had any money left to save, to invest, or even for entertainment. Every time he went grocery shopping at H-E-B, he had to calculate every single dollar and cent, leaving behind his favorite items. Invitations to hang out with friends at lively bars on 6th Street or watch passionate football games, Alex had to politely decline, citing being busy or unwell, while inside, he felt an unnamed bitterness. The warm yellow glow of those bars slowly turned into a gloomy gray in Alex's mind. The car, which initially symbolized freedom, was now an invisible burden weighing heavily on Alex's shoulders. He started having trouble sleeping, constantly in a state of anxiety. The pale blue light from his phone screen late at night illuminated Alex's unidentifiable face as he desperately tried to balance his financial spreadsheets. But all the numbers seemed impossible. He felt like he was running on an endless treadmill, a relentless loop, just to keep the car from being repossessed by the bank. The smell of gasoline and new tires, once symbols of luxury, now evoked the scent of worry, pressure, and entrapment. That's the feeling when you have everything you want, a sleek car, but lose everything you need. Peace of mind, financial autonomy, and even opportunities for personal growth. The crucial lesson Alex slowly began to grasp was this: interest isn't just a meaningless number on paper. It's a silent thief, slowly draining your finances and energy. It doesn't discriminate between rich or poor. It simply amplifies carelessness and a lack of knowledge. Never underestimate its destructive power, for it can turn a small loan into a bottomless financial black hole. Have you ever felt trapped by invisible numbers, like Alex did? Have you ever experienced the feeling of your car bleeding your wallet dry every month? Comment "I understand" if you've been through something similar. How does one escape this labyrinth of interest rates, when every exit seems blocked? It's not as simple as you might think, but Alex found a way out, a path very few know, a truth that would change everything. When everything seemed most desperate, when the shadow of the $50,000 car loan seemed poised to completely consume Alex's life, a surprising ray of light suddenly appeared. It was a twist, a serendipitous discovery that completely changed how he viewed his financial problem, unveiling a unique escape route Alex had never even considered. During a long, sleepless night, as the worry of bills repeated, like a sorrowful tune in his head, Alex wandered online, ceaselessly searching for a solution. He scrolled through hundreds of articles and videos on financial management, but they all offered only generic advice, complex formulas that Alex felt couldn't apply to his situation. The pale blue light from the laptop screen cast a tired, despairing glow on Alex's face. He could hear the wind whistling through the window crack, as chilling as the feeling of helplessness within him. Then, by chance, Alex stumbled upon a small subreddit, a lesser-known online forum called Debt Freedom Journey. Alex began reading the stories shared there. These weren't dry financial experts, but ordinary people, just like Alex, who had struggled with massive debts and eventually broke free. Each story was a small candle lit in the darkness. One specific comment grabbed Alex's full attention. It was like a thunderclap, simultaneously shocking and opening a door. A car is not an asset. It's a mobile liability. This statement hit Alex like a splash of cold water, jolting him awake. Until now, Alex had always considered his SUV an asset, an investment, something valuable. But that single sentence revealed the harsh truth. This Debt Freedom Journey community didn't talk about bank interest rates or complex stock market fluctuations. They talked about painful budgets, drastically cutting expenses to the absolute minimum. About bare-bones cuts, eliminating non-essentials to funnel money into debt repayment. And notably, they talked about a concept Alex had never considered: selling your car when you can't afford it. Initially, Alex was shocked, even indignant. Sell his beloved deep blue SUV. The car linked to his image of success. Impossible. That thought brought with it a taste of failure, of giving up. The laptop screen seemed to emit a blinding light, making Alex squint, as if confronting a difficult truth. But when Alex calmed down, he started to recalculate everything meticulously, not with emotion, but with logic. He realized the harsh truth. This car was eating nearly $1,500 of his money each month, including payments, insurance, gas, and maintenance. It wasn't just a means of transportation, it was a money-sucking machine preventing Alex from building his future, preventing him from saving, investing, and escaping the vicious cycle of debt. Selling the car, though painful and evoking a sense of defeat, was the starting button for true financial freedom. It was like having to amputate a necrotic limb to save the whole body. Everything seemed to be over, until Alex dared to confront the harshest truth, and made an unexpected decision. The lesson here isn't that you shouldn't own a car. It's that you should never let a symbol of success or freedom that society paints become a burden that destroys you. Sometimes, the best solution, the most unique escape route, is to accept letting go of what you think you need to achieve. What you truly want, financial peace, and the ability to control your life. Are you willing to give up something important to solve a bigger problem? This wasn't an easy decision, but it was Alex's first turning point. But how does one truly escape that massive debt after making such a difficult and painful decision? How do you turn a loss into leverage for freedom? The decision was made, but executing it, that was a ruthless strategy. Alex had to face the pain of losing his dream car, and a harsh truth so stark it brought tears to his eyes. Would he be strong enough to see it through? After definitively deciding that the deep blue SUV was no longer a symbol of freedom but a financial burden, Alex set about finding a way to sell it. This was an arduous process, because the car's value had depreciated much faster than Alex could pay off the loan. He tried listing it on local websites, met with several potential buyers, but everyone hesitated when they heard the price. Alex remembered one instance, when a buyer came to see the car on an overcast afternoon. The dim light made the car look even older. The person just glanced at the car, then shook their head, saying the car was not worth that much. That comment felt like a knife twisting in Alex's gut, making him feel like he was selling a part of himself, yet receiving no recognition. The damp smell of that rainy afternoon seemed to intensify the heaviness in Alex's heart. Finally, after many days of struggle, Alex found a buyer, but the price they offered was significantly lower than the remaining loan balance. For example, Alex had bought the car for $45,000, but the total initial loan, including interest and other fees, amounted to $50,000. After 1 year of use, the market value of that SUV was only about $35,000. Alex sold the car for that price, but his loan still had $42,000 outstanding. This meant that after selling the car, Alex still owed the bank $7,000 without the car to show for it. That feeling was terrible. You sell an asset, and you're still in debt because of it. It was a clear loss, a blow to Alex's confidence. It took him a few nights to accept this bitter truth. But Alex knew this was a necessary step, an indispensable part of his ruthless strategy. He decided he wouldn't let this $7,000 debt haunt him. Alex took out a small personal loan to pay off the remaining car debt, transforming a complex car-related debt with high interest rates into a simpler, more manageable loan. Now, he only had one debt to face instead of two. It was a painful financial restructuring, but a necessary one. Now without the deep blue SUV, Alex switched to cycling or using public transportation for his commute in Austin. Initially, this change was quite difficult. Austin in the summer can be hot, and cycling under the scorching sun, drenched in sweat, was a real challenge. The smell of exhaust fumes from busy roads was anything but pleasant. But Alex constantly reminded himself that this was part of the process. Gas, insurance, and car maintenance costs disappeared from his monthly expenses, saving him almost $500 each month. This money, along with cutting down all other unnecessary spending, like canceling unused streaming services, brewing his own coffee instead of buying Starbucks, and taking on a side hustle, for example, online writing projects in the evenings, earned Alex an additional $1,000 in supplementary income each month. Everything he could, Alex poured into paying off that $7,000 debt. The feeling of making these difficult decisions was a mix of pain and hope. There were times Alex felt exhausted, wanting to give up. But whenever he thought about financial freedom, about no longer having to worry about car bills, A flame of determination reignited. Everything seemed to be over when I sold the car, but a new challenge appeared. Debt without the car. Can I really escape it? That was a question Alex constantly asked himself. The lesson here is, sometimes, to solve a major financial problem, like a massive car loan, you have to make ruthless decisions, accept temporary setbacks, and even endure a clear loss. But that sacrifice is the key to breaking free from the chains, turning a burden into a manageable goal, and reclaiming control of your life. Are you willing to sacrifice your symbol to regain your freedom? Alex's decision brought him closer to his goal, but how does one turn the remaining debt into motivation and maintain the fire on this challenging debt-free journey? Now, Alex had only one goal: to eliminate the $7,000 debt from his personal loan. And this was when he applied a unique version of the snowball method. A reversed strategy that transformed this final debt into extraordinary momentum for a swift escape. After selling the SUV and converting the complex car loan into a simpler one, Alex faced a new challenge: how to eliminate the remaining $7,000 as quickly as possible. He didn't want it to linger, becoming a persistent shadow. The feeling was like having just climbed out of a deep pit, but a rope still dangled, reminding you of the past. The ticking clock in his small apartment seemed to urge Alex to act. Alex began to delve deeper into debt repayment strategies. He knew about the traditional debt snowball method, where you pay off the smallest debts first to build momentum. But with only a single debt left, Alex had to be more creative. He made it the focal point, the sole enemy that needed to be defeated. Every extra dollar from no longer having car expenses, and from his side job, was poured into this $7,000 personal loan. It was like a snowball, but instead of creating a burden, it created liberation, a reverse snowball that was sweeping away the debt figures, turning them into zeros. To visualize it more clearly, let's look at how Alex did it. He recalculated his entire budget, with $500 saved each month from not having car expenses, gas, insurance, maintenance, and $1,000 from working a freelance side job, like online writing or small graphic design projects for startups in Austin. Alex had a total of $1,500 each month to put towards his debt. This was a significant amount for him. Alex's $7,000 debt began to shrink astonishingly fast. Month 1, Alex paid $1,500. The debt remaining was $5,500. It felt like a small rock had been lifted off his chest. A glimmer of hope began to shine. Month 2, another $1,500 paid. The debt remaining was $4,000. The ding sound of the payment going through felt like a victory bell. The taste of progress was sweet. Month 3, continued to pay $1,500. The debt remaining was $2,500. Alex felt more confident than ever. He had crossed the halfway mark. Month 4, another $1,500 went out. The debt was down to just $1,000. At this point, Alex no longer felt pressure. Instead, it was pure exhilaration. The path ahead seemed to light up. Month 5, Alex put in the final $1,000, debt-free. The screen flashed a brilliant 0. You can clearly see the acceleration on this chart. Insert horizontal bar chart, showing debt steadily decreasing each month, with the bar representing monthly payment, growing larger as old car expenses are eliminated. Along with the accelerating debt repayment, Alex's mindset completely transformed. From constantly worrying and being fearful about money, he became more confident, energetic, and in control. Alex no longer saw money as a burden or something to be afraid of, but as a powerful tool to build his dream life. Every time a portion of the $7,000 debt was crossed off, he felt like a knot was untied, a chain was broken. This continuous feeling of small victories generated extraordinary momentum. making Alex want to learn more about finance, wanting to optimize every aspect of his life. Even cycling or using public transportation was no longer a sacrifice, but a testament to his self-reliance and determination. The crucial lesson here is never underestimate the power of pouring all your energy and resources into a single goal when you have only one major debt left. This reverse snowball strategy doesn't just help you pay off debt faster. It creates a powerful psychological boost, turning fear into fuel. When you're focused and persistent, even the largest debt can be defeated quickly, opening up a new horizon. Are you ready to turn fear into motivation and see your money work as effectively as this? Alex did. But what happened after he officially became car loan free and paid off that final debt? A completely new life awaited. That feeling, when the number 0 appears on your car loan statement. It's not just about being debt-free. It's redefining freedom. A completely new life, filled with light and peace, unfolded before Alex, after months of living with a ruthless strategy and applying the reverse snowball method. The moment Alex made the final payment on that $7,000 debt was truly inexpressible. It wasn't just about paying off a sum of money. It was the culmination of an arduous journey. Alex vividly remembers that day. The Austin sky was clear blue, not a cloud in sight. The air fresh with the scent of spring flowers. As he clicked the pay button on the screen, a wave of relief spread through his body, as if tons of weight had been lifted. The small ding from the computer echoed like a symphony of victory. This feeling was completely different from the joy of buying the SUV initially. This was the joy of true liberation. So, how did Alex's life change after officially becoming free from that $50,000 car loan? The difference wasn't just in his bank account, but in his very soul. Previously, every month, around $1,500, including payments, insurance, gas, and maintenance would consistently vanish from Alex's pocket just because of the car. Now, that massive sum of money was entirely in Alex's hands. It was free cash flow, a powerful resource he had never possessed before. The feeling of looking at a clean financial statement with a 0 under car debt and seeing his savings and investment account balances gradually tick up was truly a more beautiful sight than any luxury car. Alex no longer feared opening bills, no longer worried about hidden fees. He began to learn how to control his money proactively and consciously. Instead of spending on unnecessary things to fill a void, Alex decided to invest this money. He started researching index funds and retirement accounts like 401k and Roth IRA. These were things Alex had never even considered before, thinking they were too complex and only for the wealthy. Within just 2 years of becoming car debt-free, Alex had built a 6-month emergency fund equivalent to about $15,000 and began accumulating significant amounts in his investment accounts. He even bought a reliable used car, a sturdy silver gray sedan, with cash, without needing to borrow another dime. The feeling of driving a car that was his own, not tied to any debt, was a true mental liberation. Alex realized that freedom wasn't about owning the most expensive car or living in the fanciest apartment. True freedom was not being shackled by debt. Freedom was having the choice to use his money for things that truly mattered. Investing in his future. Learning new skills, for example. An advanced programming course. Experiencing meaningful things, like a hiking trip in Big Bend National Park. Stargazing under a clear night sky, and enjoying inner peace. The smell of fresh air, of the earth after rain, now held a completely different meaning. The initial dream car had almost destroyed Alex. But the very journey of escaping it taught him the true value of freedom and self-reliance. But was life without car debt all there was? Alex discovered an even bigger financial secret. The deepest lesson learned is, being debt-free isn't the finish line. It's the launchpad for a much more prosperous and free financial life. That's when you start building your legacy, instead of paying for your past. Are you ready to redefine freedom for yourself? Alex's journey proved that anything is possible. But how does one maintain this fire and continue moving forward on your financial path? There's a secret very few people know about maintaining this momentum from a seemingly inescapable trap. From the haunting burden of a $50,000 car loan to absolute financial freedom, Alex's story is a vivid testament that anyone, regardless of their circumstances, can overcome the greatest burdens to achieve the life they dream of. Alex learned that true value isn't in what you own, not in the most expensive car or designer items. True value lies in the self-sufficiency you gain, in the ability to control your life, and in the peace within your soul. The $50,000 car, initially a symbol of success, taught Alex the most expensive, yet most invaluable lesson about living responsibly, strategically, and continuously learning. This was a journey of rediscovering himself. Not through the numbers on a bank statement, but through every decision, every sacrifice, and every small victory. This story isn't just about escaping car debt. This is about breaking the invisible chains that society, or even we ourselves, have inadvertently created. It's a resonating call to young Americans who are struggling, a powerful affirmation that you have the strength to change, to rewrite your own financial story, to build a solid future, and ultimately, a life truly free. So what about you? If Alex's inspiring story has resonated with you, or you feel you need to start your financial freedom journey, don't hesitate. I invite you to share your feelings by commenting, "I'm ready," below this video. Let us know where you are on your financial journey, or the challenges you're facing. We are here to learn together, share together, and support each other. And don't forget to share this video with anyone you think needs to hear this powerful and hopeful story. The car debt escape journey is just one chapter in Alex's financial book. After freeing himself from this massive debt, Alex did something even more extraordinary. He learned how to double his income to begin a true investment journey, turning his savings into income-generating assets. Do you want to know how to not only escape debt, but also double your financial capacity, build solid wealth, and achieve sustainable financial independence? Watch our next video now on the secret to rapidly increasing income after debt freedom and starting to invest. A video that will show you the specific steps